Hello all you wonderful, beautiful, and craptastic people. Craptastic Jack here. Today I'm going to be giving a little bit of a mini review of the new Mitsubishi GSX Eclipse that was recently added into the Crew 2. I do want to start off this video by saying that Ivory Tower are adding a lot of really cool cars into the Crew 2. Starting off with this one and a couple other cars. They added the Diablo, the Jesco, and they're adding the RX-7 FC. I think that's pretty much like an open secret at this point, if not even an open secret. I think they announced that. Well, they teased it when they announced that hobbies are coming soon. But anyway, I'm gonna be talking about the GSX. I'm probably gonna be talking about the RX-7 FC in a future video because they are adding a lot of really cool cars that games like that Need for Speed doesn't even have, and cars that Need for Speed should have had a long time ago. But the Crew 2 are adding them first. So I'm gonna be talking about this car specifically in today's video. So yeah, without further interruptions, let's get right into the video. So yeah, I'm really gonna be testing this car mainly on how well it is and how it does in PvP, and just overall kind of what I like about the car. Because if you like the car aesthetically, you're probably gonna buy it regardless. And I like this car aesthetically. More so, I like keeping it stock, and you'll see that I like the original red color scheme and the original rims. It just feels so late 90s, early 2000s. And there are some cars from that era either look really good or really bad today, and the GSX is one of the cars that has pulled it off a lot better than many other cars. So I just prefer keeping it stock. However, I've already seen a lot of Fast and Furious and other like Need for Speed Underground based liveries already in the game already while I was doing some PvP and just driving around. So if you want to customize your car like that, you'll be able to, which is really cool. I'm not a big fan of the vanity item system in the Crew 2. I think it's pretty shit, and to be fair, it really is. The customization parts as well are not that good, but you can still make this car look pretty nice with what you have in the Crew 2. You're just gonna need to do a little bit of work if you want to apply some like custom bumpers or spoilers to it. But personally, for me, I keep it stock, and I just bumped it up with a shit ton of level 180 gold parts, and then I set off into PvP. Now again, I don't have a tune for this. I don't know how to tune for shit in this game, so this is just like full, aside from all the 180 parts to keep it competitive, for the most part it's just stock, like no tune. So yeah, I hopped into PvP around 3 a.m. on a I think it was a Tuesday night. It was a night that this car launched, and I got my ass handed to me. Maybe it was because it was 3 a.m. or maybe it's because I was racing against these guys who are probably they're the Michael Schumachers of the Crew 2. Cool guys, check them out. So yeah, I got my ass handed to me. So I got off for the night. But even still, I was still coming ahead like in mid-pack. I wasn't really finishing last in any races really. So I was kind of finishing mid-pack, so I was doing better than the most of the field when it came to the actual races. And then I went on again the following day during like an actual good time, like 2 p.m., 3 p.m., like in midday, and I was really competitive. I finished first a good couple of races. There were some really close calls with some really cool cars. Like I was finishing ahead of Ferraris, Lamborghinis, having very close finishes with other Eclipses. Other people were driving the Eclipse and they were finishing ahead. And again, personally, this is me without a tune, and I'm not the best driver either. So really, in my opinion, this car right now is a really good choice for PvP. And that's really cool to see because this is a really cool car and has a lot of cool basis in car culture. So being able to drive this car in PvP and win is something really cool. And I gotta give it to the Crew 2's PvP. This probably wouldn't have been possible in the Crew 1's PvP. As much as I love the Crew 1's PvP system more than the Crew 2, the Crew 2 has better balancing when it comes to cars, and you have more cars that are able to be competitive than you were in the Crew 2 and the Crew 1. The Crew 1, you had pretty much the LaFerrari, the Aventador, and like 2 other cars, and that was really it for perf spec. Street spec, he was a bit more open depending on the course, but there were still cars that just dominated the field, and same with circuit spec. So seeing that like there's an ever evolving field of like cars that are better than the others, or there's like a certain meta, because you're always going to have a meta, there's no way to get around that. It's really nice to see that there's more cars that can compete and win as opposed to the Crew 1. And I said this a while ago, with PvP and the Crew 2, they really need to focus a lot of attention on it and regularly update it, and they're not really regularly updating it with new content, which is really sad to see. I really want to see them do that, but they are going through and kind of tweaking cars and balancing, which is really nice to see. But that's a bit of a tangent. Overall, I really like the Eclipse GSX, and it's a very fun car to drive, and it's a very good car to use in PvP as of right now, if you're good with it. Obviously, skill does play a factor into that. Not saying I'm that skilled, I'm really not, but like, it is a competitive car. If you know how to use it and you know how to drive it, you can stay competitive in the Crew's PvP, and that's really the only thing I really care about the Crew 2 right now is the PvP system. As broken as it may be sometimes, that's the only reason I really play the Crew 2 at this point. And the final bit of this video is just going to be me talking about future content with the Crew 2. It's awesome to see, like, because they're adding a lot of really cool cars to this game. You got the RX-7 FC, you got this car, the Eclipse GSX, and there's probably going to be a lot more awesome cars coming to the game. I just hope that, but here's the problem with that. Aside from PvP, there's not much to do with these cars. You can grind the same race over and over again, but I already spent hours grinding. That's boring. I don't want to do that. Ivory Tower really needs to add something fun, something new and fun to do with these cars. Hobbies may very well be that thing, but who knows? If it's not, then like we're gonna be stuck with all these really cool cars, but not a lot to do with them. The summit's stale at this point, repetitive. I don't really do it. I do the one event just so I can claim like my free followers, but other than that, like aside from PvP, there's nothing else really to do. Like no cops to outrun. It's a Crew 2 video. I gotta mention cops at least once. No cops to outrun. No new race variants. Like it'd be cool to have race variants like lap knockout or like time trials or time attacks. Like, that would be really cool to see. A lot of the tracks in this game are circuits, so why not have, like, time attacks or, like, cool things like that? I don't know. Bring back Crown or, like, party games from the Crew 1. Why I haven't done that at this point, I'm not sure. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I really hope that they add some new stuff to do with these cars. But overall, going back to the GSX, I really enjoyed this car. And I'm probably going to be driving a bit more in the game. But that's going to be it for me tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Have a good one, guys.